Hello, I'm Marion Marshall with the BBC News. The Nobel Prize for Literature will not be awarded this year after the organisation that decides on a winner found itself embroiled in a sexual assault scandal. 6 members resigned from the Swedish Academy. Maddie Savage is in Stockholm.
The decision from the Academy to postpone the prize is an admission that it's lost credibility following months of divisions over the way it handled sex assault allegations concerning the French photographer Jean-Claude Arnault, who ran a cultural project that got funding from the Swedish Academy and whose wife was a member until recently. She stepped aside last week amid a wave of resignations. The Academy has now said it will start working on changing its procedures around conflict of interest and communication in an attempt to rebuild its reputation in time for the prize announcement next year.
The governor of the US state of Hawaii has issued an emergency proclamation to mobilise resources to deal with the threat posed by the eruption of the Mount Kilauea volcano. David Ige said he'd also activated the National Guard to support county emergency response teams. 1,700 residents have been evacuated on the main island of Hawaii. One resident, Stephen Clapper, said this was the worst eruption in many years.
We could hear the lava exploding right from the house. And so, is the house going to still be there when we go back over there? My neighbor came running over. He says, "What is that awful noise?" And he said, "I never heard a noise like that." And he's been here for 40 years.
Electoral watchdog groups in Malaysia have accused the governing coalition of multiple counts of electoral fraud ahead of next week's national vote, in which the governing Barisan Nasional coalition could face its toughest challenge in decades. More from our Asia-Pacific editor, Celia Hatton.
The Coalition for Clean and Fair Elections has been busy, issuing daily reports detailing electoral fraud allegations. The latest, 10 ruling party politicians accused of handing out money while campaigning. The list includes the Malaysian Prime Minister, Najib Razak, who visited a state corporation and promised $125 to each of its 60,000 employees. A joint study by 2 electoral reform groups also found significant problems with the voters list, including more than 2 million people registered with no address. Malaysia's longtime governing coalition dismissed the reports and accused the watchdog groups of working for the opposition.
World News from the BBC.